you lovely people.
Yeah, unlike last video where we nearly died of dehydration halfway through, we've got some... Is it
pink water?
Yeah, some pink grapefruit juice. Yeah, yes. So, yeah, fluid levels will be kept up during the making of this video.
Yeah, and this little video is about our trip through Harecastle Tunnel.
Yes, when we left you in the last video, I think we was one lock.
Yeah, one lockdown.
One lockdown, and then what we decided to do, we had a nice little barbecue, didn't we? And decided to get to the front of the queue and go down to the moorings just outside the tunnel, around about 8 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'd be
took me by surprise.
So we'd be. I have to spring these things on.
He does have some mad ideas.
Because if I said at 5 that we was going to go through there at 8, she'd have put a halt to it. So I keep stum and then just spring it on her.
He doesn't even spring it on me. He just undoes the lines and goes, here's the windlass.
Yeah. I sometimes spring these things on myself.
Yeah. He's a monkey.
Yeah. So we it was one lock.
Yeah, just the one.
Yeah. And I think we got down to the tunnel at,
I don't know, about 8:30.
Yeah, but at 8:15, 8:30. But then disaster struck. What's happened, Deborah?
I think we've got something stuck around the prop. Something not good.
Yeah, so we've got here in the most unseeable through water, if that is a term, and I've now got to go in my weed hatch and try and see in zero visibility what is making the loud, horrendous clanking noise around my prop. I've done my Superman bit in the phone booth and got my overalls on. So what I have noticed, I've just taken the lid of the weed hatch off, and let me show you. Yeah, you can see, point your finger, something's been bashing that as the propeller's gone round. And believe it or not, in that murky water there is a propeller somewhere. So now 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, nearly 3 years ago, when we said we was moving on the boat, a friend of ours, Paul, gave us this, and we haven't used it yet. And no, it's not Harry Potter's Nimbus 2000. This is a Prop Mate. So that you don't have to go down in your weed hatch. It has various cutting edges on it. On there is a saw, so hopefully whatever is fouling my prop I can saw through, cut, hack, hook with my Prop Mate. So here I go. Bugger, it feels like a car tyre. Right, I've just managed to prise something from between the rudder and the prop. Was then going to start the engine to turn the prop, hadn't put the weed hatch back in, which will just churn water up through that weed hatch. So remember this, put the weed hatch back in before you turn your engine on and get that prop rotated. Well, good news, whatever it was is free. I'm gonna have a fish around behind me, see if I can find it, because obviously another boat is gonna come in there and probably have the same problem. Well, thank you very much, Paul. 2.5 years I've carried this round, never needed it until today, and boy was I glad I had it. Right, while we're here, we might as well have a little sneak preview into the tunnel, but I don't think I'll be able to see anything anyway, so No, I won't, because the door is half closed. And there's the height guide behind me, so I just got to make sure everything on the roof fits within that profile. If not, I'm in trouble. Now I'm assuming this is the old James Brindley tunnel. But due to subsidence and collapse of the floor is no longer used. Yeah, the cleaning staff who keep these clean do a fantastic job. Some of the horrible views I've seen when I've gone in them, so I don't envy their tasks. Yeah, so I'll next see you here in the morning.
Yeah, so we got that all sorted, thank heavens.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd have done without that prop, mate.
Yeah.
And for the 2.5 years it's been in the engine room, it's had a little polythene bag on it with a card inside saying who manufactured it and what it was called, and I put it somewhere safe. I don't know. So if any of you have seen one of these,
yeah,
I don't think it's a prop mate. I'm pretty sure it was prop buddy, but I've tried googling it and I can't find it anywhere. But yeah, stainless steel, fantastic bit of kit. Yeah,
it's weight in gold. Thank you so much, Paul.
Yeah, Paul. And if Paul's not watching, Helen, tell Paul thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, just made it so easier. If any of you have ever had to get your hand in the weed hatch, you have to get half your body down there, and then by the time you can actually reach your propeller, your arm is up to here in the water. Well, I didn't even get my hands wet.
And you could see the colour of the water.
Yeah, you couldn't see the prop.
No, and it didn't look very nice.
Unfortunately, whatever was in there, which I managed to dislodge,
we couldn't find it.
I poked about, scraped all around the side of the boat.
Yeah.
Couldn't find it. I didn't want to suck it into my prop again, and I didn't want anybody else to have the same problem, or even worse, it drifts into the tunnel and cause a problem. But couldn't find it. It was definitely a Tyre. You could feel by that springing back motion as I was trying to free it.
But hopefully it's very deep there in that part and has gone somewhere, fingers crossed. Yeah, so but we got up in the morning, looked out of the
had a real early start.
Yeah, because we thought, we'll be first, and there was 9 boats behind us.
Yes,
9 boats.
Yeah, so we were still first in the queue.
Yeah, we was also told by the guy that there was 7 boats coming through the other side
who'd put their hand up first and said, please can we go. So we was already at 7:45, but apparently these were all going to come through at 8 o'clock, he said, so that would be around about 9:15 by the time we started going through. But I thought, hey, at least I'm first.
Yeah.
Wrong. There was a cruiser that joined our queue about halfway down, and his engine, I thought he was going for my drink.
No, I was just making sure you didn't spill it.
His engine is a petrol engine. Due to whatever rules and regulations, whether it's the different fumes, any petrol engine vehicle in that convoy has to go first, and they have to have a 10-minute. I'm doing that with my arm again.
I know.
And I have to have let me hold my drink. And they have to have a 10-minute head start.
Yeah.
So he went through first. And
Mark was chomping at the bit.
Yeah, and then I followed.
Yeah.
The footage wasn't brilliant through there because it was very, very smoky. I don't know whether that was the 9 boats that came out, 7 boats that came out.
Yeah, it's bound to have some sort of impact on what the fumes in the tunnel, wasn't it? It's bound to happen.
So my new LED headlights that I haven't used yet, that was the first time I've used them.
Yeah.
All it done was illuminated the smoke. So that was...
You know, when you're in your car and you got the fog and you put your lights on it, it's sort of like you hit a brick wall. You said it was very similar to that, didn't you? So I was inside with the dogs. The dogs did not like it at all.
No.
So I was inside.
I think because the water's very shallow in there, you can hear the water dragging underneath.
And it sounds a lot worse inside the boat than it does outside the boat. So the dogs were both on my lap and under my armpits, hiding. So it was, bless it.
Yeah, curtains open, all the cabin lights throughout the boat. That just helps illuminate things. Yeah. I've got a rechargeable halogen type floodlight work sight light from my working days, and I had that on the back, and that helped illuminate things, which I found made it a lot easier. So,
but you said it weren't as bad as what you thought.
No, it gets very it's not narrow. What's that way?
Low.
Very low, yeah. But not as low as I thought that was going to be. In other people's videos of it, it did get low in one section, but every time you got to a lower section, there was a white painted band, so you knew that was then going to drop down a bit. And I suppose at the end, you'll see in the footage just how low that did get. Yeah. Well, that's it. We're off. Just wrestled my way into the entrance. Now we find out how good my LED lights are. And just been reminded of why I don't like tunnels. So I'm going to turn the camera off and concentrate on what I'm doing. Well, I've just seen the tunnel doors open ahead of me, so that wasn't as bad as I thought that was going to be. Very noisy this end. Yeah, nearly in daylight. Yeah, there's a queue of boats now waiting to come in. Well, that's it. Out. Harecastle tunnel done. Just realised I've done my normal thing and took over with the talking, which is going to annoy you and you. So over to you, Deb.
Yes, so we came out the other end. There was quite a few boats, 7 or 8 boats waiting to go through again. But that's around about it, really. So
you didn't have a lot to say.
No, I didn't have a lot to say, did I?
No, so if you enjoyed this little video,
press the like button.
If you haven't already subscribed,
press the subscribe button.
And if you want future notifications of any videos we upload,
the bell icon.
And keep the comments coming.
Yeah, love your comments.
And we'll see you in a few locks and a few miles time.
Bye.